Hi everyone, welcome back to Cats. Hope everyone's doing well. Hope you're having a wonderful day wherever you may be in the world. This is the Rise and Shine daily reading for October 21st, 2022. Sorry, friends. The last couple of days have been a bit rough here. Yesterday being my grandfather's birthday, today is my father's birthday. My anxiety is really high. And I think it's because yesterday was my grandfather's birthday. Today is my father's birthday. And then in a couple of weeks will be my mom's birthday and my 1 year channel anniversary. And that is what I'm trying to focus on. I have to say that it's got a hold of me. And so I'm hoping that if I do this reading this morning, that it will help a little bit. So I've pulled out a bunch of cards that I feel, sort of represent my dad. And so before we get started, let's do all the important bits. The Rise and Shine daily reading is meant to put a little pep in our steps, some food for thought, some gentle guidance. If it resonates, claim it. If it does not, leave it behind, because it is just a general message. Please don't forget to like, share, subscribe, hit the thumbs up, as well as leave comments under the video. Always greatly appreciated. Thank you so much to all the new subscribers to the channel. And of course, thank you to all my existing subscribers. Massive thank you to all of you for all of your continued support. Today at 3 p.m. Eastern, I'm joined with Richie from Longman Tarot. We'll be here and for Thank Spirit It's Friday. So I'm really looking forward to that. It's the first time Richie's been to the channel, and he's just lovely. I've actually read with him before on another channel, and he's just lovely. So I hope that you can tune in for that. Sorry, my words are all mixed up. So my dad would be turning 80 years old today. And, I don't often talk about my dad. I talk about my mom an awful lot. I don't talk about my dad. I loved my daddy. He was a great man that had, a pretty much a terrible upbringing. And considering where he came from, he did a really good job. When my parents were first married, they used to go on a date every Friday, which I still think is adorable. They had 23 years together, and then they got divorced. And unfortunately, when my parents got divorced, my father sort of divorced his children as well. We had a very tumultuous relationship since that point, after the divorce. It got okay for a while, and then it went south again. But in the end, while he was battling cancer, he came for a visit one time, and I happened to say something about I was nervous. And he told me that he was panicked. And so we went outside and we had our filthy habit together. And he told me that he was exhibiting signs of panic, and that, the doctors have given him medication for it. And so I asked, what does he think that's attributed to? And he said, because I'm dying. And I told him that I had panic disorder as well. And he said he didn't know that, and how long had I had it. And one thing led to another, and I ended up becoming his person. Whenever he would panic, he would call me all hours of the day and night, and I would talk him down and try to assist in any way that I could. And so I guess I feel in some way I was helpful to my dad, and at least that aspect. He lived about 6 hours away from me, so it's not like I could go and visit, or I could, just like pop in the car and be at his place. And And so I feel like I'm okay with my dad's passing. Not necessarily okay with all of the issues. Those, those were still very present. But having said all of that, I would like to think that I have some of my dad's best qualities. He was a natural salesperson. He had the gift of the gab. He loved to entertain people. He loved to tell stories. He loved people. And I think that I share a lot of those qualities with him. And so what I've done, my father was an outdoorsman, a fisher, a hunter, belonged to a sportsman's club here in Canada that I actually then ended up going to and becoming a member of, because I'm the son my dad never had, apparently. So I've picked out all of my sort of natural sort of cards. I've got the Sacred Forest Oracle, Ask Your Guides, Clarity by Oil Painter. These are hand-painted cards, beautiful. The Sea Souls Journey Oracle, as well as the Animal Spirit, and then my own Oracle. I don't know if I'm going to throw tarot. I'm just going to toss a few cards and see what we get. I'm not even really going to ask a question. I just want to see what Spirit's going to give me, what my dad's going to give me, what my mom might give me to calm me down. And let's just see where we go. And I thank you all for your patience and for supporting me in this reading. This is my own oracle deck that I made. It's when I say it's just a bunch of words, it is words, different categories, different sort of topics and such. But they really speak to me. Interesting. So we have recreation, have fun, creativity, pursue a hobby, daily exercise. As I just said, my dad was a sportsman. I mean, he was always having fun, always expressing himself. He had this wonderful sort of habit that he had of, he would wake up really early in the morning, sort of like how I do, and he would have a pad of paper at the kitchen table, and he would sit there with his tea, sort of like I do, and he would start to write out lists, ideas, dreams, plans, new decks or new shed or whatever. Like he would, that was just his thing. That's what he did. He was very much an idea kind of guy. And I sort of have that same thing in me. We also have socialization, acceptance, fulfillment, going with the flow, in belonging. I remember a story when I was going to college. I told my dad, where we were going. We were having a party. I'm going to a local bar. And my dad showed up and partied with us all night long. So yeah, he loved to be out and be with people. And he was able to connect in a way that most people can't. We have romantic, soulmates, intimacy, building a future, and commitment. My dad was one of those people that when he loved really hard. And I think that my parents were each other's soulmate. Truly, I do. We have the intimacy card again, twice now. We have intimacy. And I don't want to start blubbering already, but I'm looking at that and I'm thinking like the bond between a father and his child. So important. We also have shopaholic, another one of my father's fabulous traits. He loved buying new things and showering you with things and gifts and try not to buy you or buy your love, but to show you an expression of that. Because as a young child, his father died when he was very young, and he was the oldest of 12 brothers and sisters. Unfortunately, 2 of them died as infants, and so he had to go out and get a job after grade 8. So he had a lot of responsibility, and he didn't have a lot of things. And so when he became an adult and had a family, buying us stuff, whatever it might be, was a big deal for him, that he was able to be in that position to provide us with a certain kind of life that he wasn't able to have. I think that most parents can relate to that, right? You want to give your kids what you didn't have. That one flip right over inside the deck. We have Secret Spring and Success. This was my father's ultimate goal in life, as I was just saying, to be successful, to be that person that could provide. And in the end, it was his ultimate downfall. He reached a certain level of success, and it sort of went to his head, and he couldn't keep up. It got too big, too fast, and he couldn't keep up. And then within months, he lost everything. We lost everything. We have competition, warrior guides. Sometimes when we are looking for this type of success, we have to compete with others. I mean, a little bit of healthy, competitive sportsmanship type of behavior is not necessarily a bad thing. But winning at all costs can be a bad thing. And because of my father's upbringing, he was very much, the bigger house, the bigger car, the better clothes. That meant he was a better person. He had made it, if you understand what I mean. And so that competition to constantly sort of outdo himself was very present in his mind, sadly. So these are the clarity cards made by oil painter Diana. They're handmade. She's a lovely, lovely lady. She's been on the channel many times. She does not have her own channel, but she should if she's listening. Wow. That brought tears to my eyes. We have what appears to be a person staring at a headstone in a cemetery. Where you go to release, where you go to grieve, where you go to feel close or connected. Again, that intimacy is popping up. place where you feel quiet and still, alone with your thoughts, but connected to the person at the same time in some odd way. And what's really interesting about this card is that we don't actually have this where my father is concerned. We don't have a graveside to go to. So we don't have that place. Not that you have to go to a place to be able to have those conversations, because of course I understand that you don't. But in my personal case, I didn't have this for either of my parents. And I think that did something to me, not having that final step, if you know what I mean. It's very interesting that card came out. I'm just sort of sitting here and I'm thinking about that card and I'm like, it's the loss, We have hope. What a beautiful card. What a beautiful image. Hope. May the horizon always sustain you. A new day, new opportunity, new possibility. Tomorrow is another day. Tomorrow is a new day. May this horizon always sustain you. The beauty in that horizon, right? The ever-present beauty that nature, the sky, the sea, provides for us if we only stop and look. Take a moment to pay attention. Again, feeling that intimacy with that picture, feeling that closeness, that bond with the sea or the water or the ocean, whichever that may be. We have the owl, which is magic. Choose to know the truth because you can. Open your inner vision. You can see through deception. Let the past go and make room for a better life. Rise up. Magic and wisdom are your birthright. Wow. Some powerful stuff. All right, Daddy. Talk to me. Tell me what you want me to know. Share with me some words of wisdom through the cards, through spirit. Some words of wisdom for the collective. the Four of Wands. It's community, celebration, family, celebrating milestones. The Eight of Cups. A ritual release, loss, walking away from something that no longer serves you. That's literally putting the past behind you. We have the Ten of Swords. Walking away, but walking towards the sun. Walking towards the sun. New opportunities. New possibilities. We have the Nine of Pentacles, reaching that level of contentment. It can also be about success. Harvesting the fruits of your labor type of energy. We have the Six of Wands. Victory. Self-esteem. Success. And being seen. It's recognition. We have the Three of Swords. This is heartbreak and sorrow. The opportunity to start to release is right there. On the bottom of the deck, we have the Hanged Man. It's an awakening. Trying to find a new perspective, a new way to look at something. Taking an intentional pause. Self-reflection. Thank you, Daddy. That was awesome. I think this message is about being connected to the people that we're close to. Not holding on to past hurts, as difficult as they may be to release and walk away from. All you're doing is allowing yourself to experience a little bit of freedom from that pain, from that strong hold that they have over you. I feel like this is the story of my dad's life, to be honest. I think that the success here that we keep seeing is a personal success. Because if you can release that pain, you've got success. I want to end on this note. Hope. May the horizon always sustain you. thank you for joining me while I did this reading. It means an awful lot to me, even though I can't see you guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. I hope you know that. And I hope that you will join me at 3 p.m. today, Eastern Time, for thankspirititsfriday. Because I know that I'm going to need to have a little fun to pick myself up. And so I look forward to that and to you joining me. Until we see each other again, I wish you many blessings. Bye, everyone.